The colonial occupational forces of La Republic du Cameroon have continued the carnage on the people of Southern Cameroons. It is obvious that the heavy deployment of La Republic du Cameroon colonial occupational troops to Southern Cameroons has an objective to eradicate the workforce in Southern Cameroons. A young, vibrant, and dynamic young man full of life has been shot multiple times on Sunday, November 6, 2022, by a colonial La Republic, the Cameroon military, in front of his shop in Nkwem, Bamenda 3 local government area. With such display of hatred against a people in broad daylight, in-house slave Paul Atanganji still addresses them as professionals. Is shooting an armless businessman in front of his shop professionalism? Now, this is where we will begin the full briefings of Undaunted tonight. I am Onyi Okbala, Star Smart is here as always. Good evening, Star.
Good evening, Onyi. Good evening, fellow Amazonians. Good question. Is shooting an armless man in front of his shop professionalism? Well, a young Southern Cameroonian that undaunted got the name as Waze Kinsley Ungu was on Sunday, November 6, 2022, received gunshots, several bullets from the gun of a colonial La Republic du Cameroon soldier in front of his shop at Nkwen, Bamenda 3 local government area. Now, no reason can be advanced to justify this macabre act by a so-called trained military officer. The only crime Waze Kinsley committed was the fact that he is an Amazonian. Waze Kinsley left the house that fateful day, hoping to make a lot of sales in his shop with full and great expectations. His only source of living, all his dreams went into the drain when this ill-tempered La Republic du Cameroon set eyes on him. The population was bewildered as the colonial La Republic du Cameroon's military rained bullets on him on broad daylight. Waze was rushed to the Bamenda Regional Hospital but didn't survive as a result of the numerous shots he received. His mortal remains is presently at the Bamenda Regional Hospital mortuary.
All right, last week, news went again viral on social media that the ADF are headquarters and killers of our ARFs and innocent denizens, and they have been kidnapped. 9 held workers at a hospital in Batibo local government area, Momo County, and were demanding a ransom of 500,000 francs CFA from each of their families. Amazonians say they are now tired with the ADF excesses. The question is, what shall we really do with these ADF Ayaba Capo Pamela gang? I think we should give them public flogging after restoration and banish them for good, says one angry Amazonian soldier. Now, God help your people. This is not the reason we engaged in this fight, says Fabs. Now, the only way out is for the population to rise against them, even though they behave as if they have been bewitched, says Ngam. Now, this is not why we are fighting beer. These kidnappings by Argo ship must stop. Kiki says ADF thieves and kidnappers must be chased out of Amazonia now.
More people had a lot to say in this regard. Another person says, as a Muga Moan, I find this harrowing and utterly despicable. Should this be true? Health workers being abducted and held for ransom. This is no more a war against the regime in Yaoundé, but an abuse on my people. Unacceptable. And I pray in the coming days, these persons would be freed and returned to their families. Now, this comment is from Anjay Daniels. And another person goes on from Fuba Mba. He goes on to say, this is totally against all human rights resolutions, period. Kidnapping innocent victims for ransom. This is domestic terrorism. Now, Acha Kennedy Ungu, mayor of the town of Batibo, where the kidnapping took place, said the health workers were abducted on Thursday, November 3rd, 2022, and were still being held. Ungu did not give further details as he was not in town at the time of the incident. A colonial La Republic du Cameroon's administrator of Mancon extraction, who spent 7 days in an ADF camp at Alabukam, told Undaunted that while under their captivity, he advised ADF and Atanga Nji boys that they have missed the point.
Now, that every bona fide Amazonian was behind the struggle when it started, but when abductions, kidnappings, and ransoms took center stage, many Amazonians who were ready and willing to support the fight started drifting. He said he surprised the ADF crooks when he spoke Mankan, and then they started begging him, apologizing, and named the leader pushing them to such excesses. And those leaders are Atanga Nji, Cho Ayaba, and La Republic du Cameroon military. Now, it is regrettable that since this Amazonian War of Independence started, this unholy alliance headed by Cho Ayaba, Atanganji, Capo, Pamela, and La Republic du Cameroon has caused Amazonians untold suffering since their main target has been Amazonians instead of the common enemy, La Republic du Cameroon.
And of course, as such, Amazonians have lost enormously in terms of human and material resources, which have delayed entry to Boya. And if it is not witchcraft, how on earth can rightful thinking people request any franc CFA, each from poor health workers who might not even earn up to 50,000 franc CFA? In a poor country like Cameroon, somebody earlier said the ADF is bewitched, and this is true, their action, it is true, as they turn their guns against fellow Amazonians, killing fellow Amazonians and robbing fellow Amazonians.